Okay, chapter 5.4, division of decimals by whole numbers. We're going to use a model, and we're going to do regular standard long division using our decimal, and I'll show you how to do that after we do the model. All right, so what's happening on chapter 5.4, they set it up on page 213 with this idea that four people are swimmers, and they're swimming a relay, and they're four of them came in with a time of 5 minutes, 5.68 minutes. So they swam their laps in 5.68 minutes. But there were four of them that did it. And if you wanted to divide and say what the average time of each swimmer was, it might be that some of them swam a little faster and some swam a little slower. But if you wanted to find the average time, then you'd do a division problem. So you'd divide by 4. There's 4 swimmers, and they swam in 5.68 minutes. And the first way to do this is to divide it into a model. All right, so each swimmer could be represented like we did before. I think we represented each thing with a circle. So we're going to make 4 circles because there's 4 swimmers. All right, and then we're going to take our 5. You know, this 5.68 can be represented by 5 holes. Okay, and with 5 holes, there's 4, there's one more, there's 5 holes, 6 tenths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 hundredths. It looks like that. All right, so we're going to start by just dividing up our whole numbers. If we take 1, 2, 3, 4, and we put 1 hole in each, okay, that's 4, and we had 5, so we have to break this up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 into 10 tenths. All right, so we've gotten rid of all of our holes now, but now we have 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 tenths. Now if I have 4 goes into 16 4 times. So if I put 4 in this one, 4 in this one, that's 8. Plus another 4 is 12. Plus another 4 is 16. So I've gotten rid of these now, and now I just have 8 hundredths left. And I can split those up, 2 in each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So each girl then, I've used all of my 5.68. I've divvied it up 4 ways with the 4 people. So each one has 1 hole. That's this 1 hole. And 4 tenths, 2 hundredths. 1.42. So if I took the number 5 and 68 hundredths and I divided by 4, I would get 1.42. If I did long division, and we just switch real quick to this, long division looks like this. You say 4 goes into 5 and 68 hundredths. The decimal sign comes right up on the line. Some of you know what to do already. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. You subtract. 5 take away 4 is 1. Bring down your 6. 4 goes into 16 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. Subtract. And that leaves 0, but you got to bring down your 8. Okay, and 4 goes into 8 2 times. All right, and you can see your answer of 2 times 8, 2 times 4 is 8, which leaves 8, which leaves 0. You end up with nothing left. Our answer, our quotient, is 1.42, and that matches our quotient over here. It matches our picture right here. And we can see that that's right. So this is standard paper and pencil long division. This is a model long division, and you might have to use a model once or twice, but for the most part today we're learning how to do the division using just pen and paper. So you're going to do several problems like this, and most of the time you can do it just with is like this. 5 goes into 3.75, and you just need to practice. The only thing different here is there's a decimal, but you basically ignore the decimal. You move the decimal up on top, and then you start this kind of just to look like 375. And you sort of ignore the little decimal here. You just pretend it's not there, other than the fact that you have to keep your places lined up. So when you say to yourself, does 5 go into 3? It goes in 0 times. So 5 doesn't go into 3, but it goes into 37. And this is where we get 0 point whatever, or 0 and some number of tenths or hundredths. 5 goes into 37 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. So you multiply, and then you subtract 37 minus 35. It leaves 2. You bring down this 5, and then you have 25. And this is nice because it works evenly. We're not going to have any remainders. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 0. So we're done. So the answer to this, the quotient, is 75 hundredths. That's how that works. Okay. Now they are going to give you some more difficult ones. I've noticed. It looks like they have some with 2 digits, like 19 goes into 55 and 1/10. Okay. Put your decimal right up here. Pretend this is gone, and start dividing. Now, basically, you just need to think of 19 as 20. Does 20 go into 55? Yes. It goes in twice. 20 times 2 is 40. It doesn't go in 3 times. 20 times 3 is 60. So we're going to guess that this goes in twice. And then we have to do a multiplication problem. Now, if we did 19 times 2, we go 2 times 9 is 18. Carry that 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, and it would be 38. What we're going to do is the same thing, but we're going to do it kind of sideways. 2 times 9 is 18. We put our 8 here and carry the 1 over here. This is our 18. 2 times 9 is 18. And then 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And we still get the same number up here, but it's just kind of sideways, diagonal, and we just kind of work around. And then we subtract. Here we have to borrow or rename. This is a 4. 15 take away 8 is 7. 4 take away 3 is 1. So we have 17 left. 17 is smaller than 19, which means it works. If it wasn't smaller, it wouldn't work very well. Okay, now we're moving into the tenths. Well, this is 17, and we bring down this 1. This is really 17 and 1/10, but we're just going to imagine it's 171. But it's 171 tenths, which is true. 19 goes into 171. I'm not sure, but if it were 20, 20 does go into 160, right? And 2 goes into 16 8 times. So 20 would go into 168 times. So we're going to just put an 8 here and see how it works. It's possible that it's a 9. I think it's going to be an 8, and we'll try it out here. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 7 is 15. And then we subtract. We're going to have to borrow again. This is a 9. 6 take away. We got exactly 19 left over. And that's the same size as our divisor, which means we should have written a 9 right here. 9 times this. Let's do a quick erase. Let's erase that. Erase that. And this is what happens when you do long division. Sometimes you guess, and you guess wrong sometimes. And you got to go back and try again. So we're going to put a 9 here instead. 9 times 9 is 81. Oh, I needed to erase a little more. I should have erased this too. And this was a 7 and a 1. Can you guys still read that? I think so. All right. So 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 8 is 17. And now we have exactly what we needed. Okay. So 2.9 is our quotient. 2.9. And then we can also use multiplication to check. So let's do that real quick. 19 times 2.9. I'm going to imagine that there's no decimal here. We'll put our decimal in at the end. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 1 plus 8 is 17. Carry our place value down here. Add that 0. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And then add 451. Oh, 551. So that's 551, but then we need to remember there's one decimal place, which put it in right there. That's 55.1. And that's what we started with, 55.1. All right, that's what we do. Hopefully that makes sense. Quick and easy. It is long division, so if we need to practice long division, we'll try to get some extra practice in. I'll talk to you in class.